Right, let's get ready for 2024. I know I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, let me tell you what's going on. I'm going to give you a discount code that's good for 40% off today. I got an extra bonus there I'll tell you about in a second. Uh, hey, Carol from Mayberry and Teresa, so great that you could join us. Yeah, so today's going to be 40% off. An extra bonus I'm going to tell you about in a second. I'm going to focus on the organizing, our most popular organizing tools. So you're going to see all of those on the left there. And then I suppose I should tell you what's going on. Okay, here's what's going on. It's 40% off, okay? The discount code is LIVE18, Live 18. All right, here's the kicker. Not only is it good for all the products on the left, but it is a site-wide sale. Anything on our website, excluding bundles and gift cards, okay? Except for bundles and gift cards, 40% off anything in our store if you use Live 18, which is valid until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. So our show ends around 1. And we're going to keep it going for another couple hours. So if you use Live 18, you can get 40% off site-wide, anything in our store except for bundles and gift cards. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, so you'll see as you're checking out, right? You don't need to have a separate checkout. Live 18 is going to be good for anything in the store today until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as you go check out, you'll get to a place that says enter coupon or discount code, and your discount code is Live 18, Live 18. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? And that's all getting ready for the new year. Also, I must say, I think there's a lot of like-minded people out there today because as of this morning, 2 of the products that I planned on talking about today are sold out. So I think a lot of people are thinking, New Year's resolutions, get your ducks in a row for 2024. And yeah, so 2 things are sold out already. I'm not going to mention them, but I did go look at the inventory numbers. So there are a couple items I'll let you know if they're scarce, so that you can act on it accordingly. All right. So I kind of think we should start, right? Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, cool. I think I told you everything you need to know to start shopping today. So I think I'm going to start, telling you about these products. The first thing we're going to talk about is the sewing machine cover. So let me just pull that in here and give you a better view. Let's see. Get you down. There you go. So this one is in purple. I can tell you that, let me see, what am I going to tell you? Oh, it is 17 wide, so 17 by 8 inches, 8 inches this way, and then by 13 high, okay? 13 high. It has 2 pockets that are transparent on the edges. This one, as you see, I keep a ruler there, rotary cutter and safety glove. You keep tools of whatever you want on this. The other one is kind of like a net mesh, the other side on the other edge. And so what I do is I keep my power pedal in there, as well as the white cord here is my sewing machine light strip, extra lighting. So that works really well. So I have that going on. And then it also has a side pocket. So the side pocket like this it's the full length, so it's a full 17 inches. I keep patterns in there, as you see here. I keep patterns. I keep manual, and I also keep. I don't know why I keep this, but I'm not going to say the brand, but this is why I really, really treasure this particular sewing machine cover, because this is the sewing machine cover that came with my brand new machine. I mean, I guess they're trying to cut back on expenses. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're cutting back a little bit so that they can give you a reasonably priced sewing machine. However, I mean, look at this thing. It's made like, out of material from a hospital gown or something. I mean, this is not going to protect your machine from anything. Which is one of the reasons why I really like this one. This one, it says it's made from heavy-duty polyester, but to me, it feels like canvas. I mean, you can see me playing with it. It has a lot of, it's sturdy. It has a lot of heft to it, and it looks and feels like canvas. And the inside is almost makes it kind of water resistant, I would say, is what it feels like. So the lining has a separate lining. So I think it's really, really well made. It's very smart looking. It's also machine washable in a cold and gentle cycle. I don't know if that's sign language for anything, but I'm using that cold and gentle cycle if you want to wash it. And then the other really nice thing is it comes in purple, which you see here, or this really smart looking gray. Isn't that nice? Yeah, I think it's really lovely. This reminds me of kind of like a backpack material. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, I think that's pretty great. Let me tell you the price. Let me get rid of that completely. Cool. Let me tell you the price. All right, the price on these sewing machine covers is $22.99. But if you're using Live 18 and getting that 40% off, you can get it from now until 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for $13.79. So under $14. And you can have this brand new sturdy sewing machine cover in either purple or gray. Now, the purple, there are 35 left. So 35 purple, and then gray, I think you're okay. We just got a brand new shipment of gray. So I think you're going to be okay with the gray, but not bad, right? $13.79 for a sturdy sewing machine cover in purple or gray. Use Live 18, get 40% off site-wide, actually. So if you want to go on a shopping spree at Madame Sew, today's the day between now and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next item up is, these are, I really like showing you guys this stuff. We're going to talk about our thread set and our spool rack. So here's the thread set. It's 40 spools, okay? 40 spools. Let me kind of show you what's in this storage box here. See that? 40 spools, very vibrant colors. It's like a rainbow. So if you want to store your threads in the box, you have 2 of these little trays that each holds 20 spools. The spools, each spool has 500 yards of polyester. I think it's 40. Yeah, it is. It's 40 weight polyester thread and 500 yards per. I'm going to show you this out of the box in a second, but I want to jump to the, and I'll give you the pricing in a second as well, but I want to jump to the spool rack. So check it out. It's a 60 peg spool rack. Show it to you right now. I'm taking it out of the box for you. Check that out. 60 pegs. They're spaced generously about 1.5 inches apart. So various sizes. You can use varying sizes. I'm using regular. I'm using regular right now. But you can go a little bit larger. You can go, maybe some cones will fit on here. Smaller, of course. It'll fit bobbins for sure. But yeah, 60. Each peg is spaced 1.5 inches apart. What's really nice about this is it can be a tabletop, which is the way I'm using it right now. See that? Tabletop. Or it can be wall mount. So there are 2 little loop hooks on the back here, so you could actually make it wall mount. And believe me, when this thing is filled up with thread, it kind of looks like a piece of art. And I'm going to show that to you right now because I have taken the thread out of the box and loaded up the spool rack so that you can kind of see what it looks like. Hold on one hot second, and I'll show you that right now. Check it out. Isn't that something? I like to use it as I have room on my work surface, so I use it as a tabletop, and it kind of makes me happy every time I sort of glance over and sees these bright, vibrant colors staring back at me like that. And as you see, because it's 60 pegs, there's plenty of room to add more. So I have the 40 on here right now, which gives me 20 extra pegs for other threads. So let me tell you the pricing on that. So the thread is 40 spool thread set is usually $59.49, but at 40% off, you can get it today for $35.69. $35.69 for 40 spools of 500 yards each. Not bad, right? So that's cool. If you use Live 18 from now until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can get that 40 spool thread set for $35.69. All right. And if you're so inclined, if you want a storage solution for that, then the spool rack, 60 peg spool rack. Okay, that is usually $32.99. So you can get it today for the next 3 hours at $19.79. So under $20 will get you this this spool rack. I think that's pretty good, right? And what a nice set, really. What a nice set. I'm going to show you something else. Look at me leaning over, disappearing for a hot sec. I'm back. Someone is showing the love. Hope that's cool for you. Someone is showing the love. Let me see. Okay, cool. So we took care of those two items, right? And now I'm going to show you one of my favorites, and that is the spool and bobbin. We call it the spool and bobbin brigade, but really it's a spool and bobbin organizing set. It comes with this jar right here. It holds 16 of these spool huggers. I'm going to show you how to use those in a second. So 16 spool huggers, 16 bobbin holders, and 16 bobbin clamps. Now, what's really cool about that, I guess I'll show you, should I show you the pink or this pinky purple? Some of you might say fuchsia, but it's like a pinky purple. So let me take all that stuff off and show you how this works, because it's really kind of cool. This is another thing that makes me happy. So, all right, so basically you've got your spool, right? And you've got your loose thread. Can you kind of see that? Right. So what you want to do is you wind that up as much as you possibly can. And then when you get to the end, that's when you snap on this spool hugger right here, like so. Okay. So that captures the end of your thread, so it's not sort of hanging there. It's not getting tangled up with your other spools. And if you drop it, you don't have to chase the spool across the floor, gather up all that loose thread, and either rewind it or just cut your losses and throw it away. But that's the spool hugger, which is really cool. Someone's giving me the thumbs up, and I am a strong proponent of this whole set. And let me show you why. So next step is the bobbin holder, which is this little baby right here. So let me go to the bobbin clamp, which works. So here's my bobbin, right? And I've got my thread. I'm doing the same thing that I did with the spool. So I'm just winding it up until I get to the end, which I've done. Then I take this bobbin clamp, check that out, okay? And I put that onto the bobbin, and I've captured the end of the thread under the bobbin clamp. Okay, so now I've got the spool hugger on the spool. I've got the bobbin clamp on the bobbin, right? And now the two shall meet. So here is the bobbin holder. Check that out. That goes right into the top of your spool, like so. And then you put your bobbin right on top. So now you've got the bobbin and the spool matching thread right together. You never have to, they're not separated. You never have to look for one who's wandered off on his own. Now they're together. And I just love how they really, really look like a little character. You see, like the hugger is like little arms, and then the bobbin becomes like a little head, sort of looking that way, looking that way, looking that way. Yeah, coast is clear. Let's sew. So I think this is really cool. And when you have a bunch of them together, they're just adorable. They're just adorable. So let me tell you about that. So this is a 48-piece spool and bobbin organizer set, right? Comes in this very sturdy storage jar. Yeah, very sturdy. 16, 16, 16. Told you that. What's really cool about this? This is kind of the nuance, but I like this a lot. It's the color. So you see these a lot in neon colors, like kind of day glow, orange and pink and green and yellow, right? We chose to do it all in this semi-translucent. We call this color snowflake. And what's really good about that, again, this is a nuance, but if you're really if a color person, a pattern person, if you really go through the trouble of selecting certain colors to match your fabrics for each project, this is really great because what it does is it gives you a more accurate read on your thread color. Okay, so if you have, let's say, a fuchsia day glow spool hugger wrapped around a red thread or an orange thread, it could sort of skew that color variation a little bit, whereas this is so neutral, it's not going to interfere with the color read as you're glancing and trying to select the right thread for your project. Pretty cool, right? So all of them, the holders, the clamps, and the spool hugger are all this translucent or semi-translucent snowflake color. And there are 48, 16 of each. More. Okay, so there you go. So let me tell you the price on that. That 48-piece spool and bobbin organizer set is usually $33.49, but today, using Live 18, you get 40% off, which makes it $20.10 around there. You know, I by the way, I'm not a math wizard, so I'm trying to figure out the 40% off on all of these things. I might be a penny off here and there or whatever, but you know, I kind of round off sometimes. I'll never forget one time I had this friend who was studying to be an accountant, and I told her that I round off numbers, round up, round down, whatever, and she was like so insulted. She's like, "How could you do that to a number?" Yeah, she was very passionate about numbers. Anyway. 48-piece spool and bobbin organizer set. Today at 40% off, you get it for $20.10 using Live 18 from now until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me remind you, again, if you're just tuning in, that for the first time, this discount code at 40% off applies site-wide. So as you're shopping, you can, you know, what do you want? You want some cutters? You want some markers? You want some presser feet? You want some rulers? What are you after? You know, apart from organizing tools, just go shopping, man. And then buy between now and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using Live 18, you get 40% off. I think all in all, pretty great deal. Let me see what's up next. We have bias. Oh, speaking of bobbins, we have bias tape bobbins. All right. So bias bobbins comes in a box like this. It's a set of 6. Let me show you what they look like. Like that. So it's paper covered, high density cardboard. I don't know if you can see that. They have a little hole on the top. I guess I can take that out so that you can see. If you prefer to hang, or you can tie a ribbon through it, or whatever you like. Yeah, so it comes with 6 of these. I've gone ahead and loaded them up so I can show you different ways to organize. Here we go. So basically, on these 3, what I've done is I organized by, this is the same color. So it's the same color bias tape, but in 2 different sizes. You can see that. This one's wider than the one on the top. This is the same size, but in 3 different colors. And then this one is just a wild bias tape. I really like to use sort of contrasting, something a little more graphic, a little more out there. But yeah, so I even keep it, even if I get it down to a yard or half a yard, I keep it because I can use these for loops or just some sort of detail on the top of a pocket or something like that. So yeah, here we go. They're bias tape bobbins. I think I told you the size. They're 6x4. 6x4 would be this widest part. This middle part is 3.5. So that's still really healthy. Don't you think? So 3.5, the hanging hole, and these are really, really great for storage or travel. So if you're going to a sewing class or getting together with friends for sewing or anything like that, they will fit in your kit. fit in your bag, or for storage. And like I said, it does have a hanging hole if that's how you like it. I keep mine in my, what you see behind me here over my shoulder, which is an over-the-door organizer. We're going to get that into a bit. But there you go, man. This is a relatively new item for us, and the first time we got it, sold out. We've pretty much tried to keep them in stock now that we know that it's a good seller, and we do have them in stock today. So the bias tape bobbins, usually $6.99, but 40% off today until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can get it for $4.19. $4.19 for 6 of these. That I showed you. I think that's pretty good. And they do come in handy. And not only that, but if you're working, right? Hold on one second. Okay, if you're working on something and you have long strips that happen to be on the bias or whatever, but you're not ready to make the bias tape, just put it on as bands, almost like a really small jelly roll or something. Just wrap it around there so that you have it with your bias tape supply, and then when you're ready to actually make a bias tape, it's already there, it's already cut. Yeah, it's someone's telling me personally that they just got the bias tape bobbins and they're loving them. So anyway, that's our bias tape bobbins. Gave you the price, gave you all the info, which is kind of cool. All right. I think we're going to move on. We're doing really well with time. So that thrills me because usually by the end of the show, I start to like go full throttle and try to squeeze everything in. So next is our Upstanding tool caddies, which I think is a very clever name for them. But basically, it's a storage solution for tools, smaller tools. And these are they. I think the design is really nice. It's kind of got a Danish mid-century modern vibe to it. Comes in 2 colors, as you see here. It comes in yellow and red. I guess I'll give you the size. The size is 1.5. 1.5 would be the height by 2 inches, which would be this width here. And then the length is 8.25. So that's the size. It's red and yellow, as I said. It's made of a hard plastic, which is the base, the white part that you see. And then the rubbery part on top is a silicone. So I think these are really nice. And the silicone and the hard plastic makes it very, very easy to clean. Let me show you. So basically, all you do is peel out. Yeah. So here's the hard plastic base. You do a little spray a little Windex on a paper towel and just go in there if you have any lint or residue in there, which I have to say every once in a while I check because it's so easy. And I rarely found anything under here because not only, and this you can just do a rinse, right? Just do a quick rinse if you want. And turn it upside down, let it dry, and you're good to go. But I rarely find any residue or any dirt inside of this because when you put this back on, you can see, let me show you you can see that it's got a lip. So the lip actually goes right over the edge, hugs the edge of the plastic. So really, and this is of course, the inside, it's all one piece, the red. The silicone is all one piece, so nothing can get past it. So anyway, easy to clean, hard plastic, silicone. I gave you the size, and I'll just show you. I've loaded one up. This is mine here. I've loaded it up. Let me just kind of show you that. Now, I've read in the description that it holds about 10 tools, but I tend to load it up with a lot more than 10 tools. For instance, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I have 3 more of these. You know, I know there are better threaders, but this has a lot of sentimental value to me. You know, my mom was a seamstress growing up. These were all over the house. We would find them in the couch cushions. Of course, they were in every almost every drawer, every junk drawer for sure. But look at that, right? And look how sturdy the silicone is. It's actually holding 2 pairs of scissors here that are relatively tall. These are 9.5-inch scissors, right? So pretty cool. The other really good thing is they're good for any room in the house. You can use this in the kitchen, bathroom. I've seen it used in a bar like a bar space to hold mixers, and stirrers and measuring spoons, stuff like that. Your den on your desk, of course. Yeah, so get one for every room. Yeah, and they got the packaging there. Our tool caddy. So let me give you the price on that, which is usually $9.99. So today, if you're using Live 18, you get 40% off, which makes it $5.99. $5.99 for these Upstanding tool caddies in red or yellow. Check it out. I think they're pretty cool. Also, really nice gift, don't you think? And you don't even have to stop there. You get this for a gift for someone and then load it up with other things. Load it up with stork scissors, with whatever you want. Some gel markers, some heat erasable fabric markers, something like that. So I think it's really, really cool, and you can kind of do a lot with it, I think. So that's our Upstanding tool caddies, usually $9.99, but 40% off today, $5.99, using Live 18 from now until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There you go. Now we're moving to, this one I just got turned on to. There's a special today at Madame So regarding these bags, but if you want to, and you have to buy 7 to get 40% off. However, if you're using the Live 18, you can just buy one and get your 40% off. Let me show it to you. This is a project bag. Check it out. See this project bag? This is a PVC mesh, but it's water resistant. It's tear resistant, waterproof actually, tear resistant. Let me give you this. It's see-through, so you can see what you've actually put in here. This is actually 2 different pockets. So this is the size on this is 16 by 16. Okay. Now the dual pocket thing, this is kind of clever. This pocket here, the one you see that I'm pounding like that, that is 16 wide by 10 high. All right. And then the one you see up top looks to be smaller. It's the entire length. So that one is 16 by 16. So these 2 pockets, I'll show you the way that I used it. Basically, this is my project bag for Christmas stockings. So in this front pouch here, I put all the pieces that I'm going to use to assemble a Christmas stocking. So for instance, I've got the outer part of the stockings here. See that? So I've got the outer part of the stocking and tuck that right back in, as well as the lining. Let's see if I can find the liner here real quick. Yeah. These are the lining. And then I have other pieces that would be, let's say, the cuff on the stocking, and then little pieces for the loops. So all the components that I've already cut are in the front here. So all I have to do is, and usually what I would do is I would pin together all the elements for one stocking with the person's name on a little piece of paper, so I know what I'm making and who I'm making it for. But I store all of that right here in the front pocket. And then in the back, those are the full pieces of fabric that I'm using to make the stockings. So yeah, you don't have to keep it separate. You can keep it all in one project bag. Isn't that clever? I really like this. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. I only have one so far. I'm getting more. And I think a lot of people buy multiples. That's why there's this sale or this special promotion right now where if you buy 7, you get 40% off. But as I said, you don't have to do that. You can go over to Madame So, buy 1 bag, use Live 18, and you'll get your 40% off. Huh? I think they're really great. Yeah, someone's giving thumbs up. I'm going to assume that you either and some love. I'm assuming that you really like it and you want to get one, or you have one and you really like it. Yeah, that's cool, man. You're all into it. I like that. I like that a lot. Let me see. Cool. And so the price, usually $14.99. Get your 40% off. Get them for $8.99. Okay, I think that's a great deal. $8.99, dual pockets, and they're great for storage or travel. right? So if you want to store one project in one place, all the components, everything you need for that one, then go ahead and do that. If you want to take your project to a sewing class, it's, you know, it's got the handles and everything, you're good to go. So it's great for storage or travel. Yeah, you guys are into this today, man. I think that's really cool. Yeah, I think it's really cool. You know, in 2023, we're winding down really quickly. It's going to be 2024 before you know it. And I'll tell you what, you got your resolutions. You're going to get your ducks in a row. You want to, no, I'm going to be more organized in 2024. Yeah, so I think that's why today is such a good show. I think that's what's happening here. Everyone's like getting ready, you know? I know I am, man. I'm so excited for 2024. I got so much going on, but it's all exciting stuff. It really, really is. So we're done with the project bag. Let me go to jumbo, extra large jumbo quilting clamps, which I know is a favorite of a lot of people, which I'm always thrilled to be able to offer this on the live shopping shows because, yeah, ever since we got these things, man, they just fly off the shelf. So it's a box of 6, right? You get 2 of these beautiful, refreshing blue, 2 of these sort of peaceful pink here, and then 2 of these, I guess, refreshing mint green. So you get 6 in all, 2 of each of these colors. I'll give you the size. Size on these is it's 6 inches by 4 inches, so that would be 6 there by 4 here. And then when you open the mouth, that goes to about 5. Okay, that makes me think though. Let me see if that's that, because doesn't that look like it's more than 5 to you? That's 5.5. It's nearly 6, but that's pretty darn good, don't you think? Now let me tell you everything that it's good for. Well, of course, it's good to adhere. You can see me doing that, can't you? Yeah, it's good to adhere your fabric that you're working with to your work table if you're cutting patterns, if you're drawing patterns or anything like that. It's also good for multiple fabrics, especially challenging fabrics. So if you're, and a lot of them, if you're doing multiple cuts or anything like that, this will squeeze all your fabrics together. If you're doing sewing something really, really large, right? You might want to roll up your project, then put the clamp on it. So that's one big roll and it'll be easier to push through your machine. Then you can do things like what I've done here. Here's quilting pieces. So you can do your quilting squares. What is this one? A barn door or something like that? I forget. Anyway, yeah, so you can keep your quilting pieces for a particular project in one place, clamp them together. This is not for quilting, but this is fabrics that I'm going to be using for a specific project. I'm making a stuffed, kind of a stuffed doll. And these are the fabrics I chose to do that with, to the body of the doll. So I put them all together, and this way they're not, I haven't identified them, but kept them in my fabric stash, because what happens is a lot of times I'll inevitably use it mistakenly, and then I come to make this doll that I wanted with these particular fabrics. I'm like, darn, I already used that fabric. So I keep these together knowing that I'm going to use it for a very specific project. The other thing that I use it for is this right here. So I've got upholstery rolls. I mean, this is really, really long. You see that? And so usually what I would do is put brown paper and some tape, something like that. But now I just use the clamps. So this one is really kind of, it's almost, I only have like 1 yard left of this. So 1 clip is fine. Sometimes if it's a thicker roll, I might want to use 2 clips, but this is fine. You know, and I keep it sort of in I keep these and the upholstery stuff, the rolls, I keep that in a fabric closet. So I don't need to cover them with plastic or anything like that. They're fine the way they are. But isn't that something? So these things, it's a box of 6, as I said, very, very popular. And not only, you know, if you have kids hanging out in your sewing space, you know, they can use it as some sort of, you know, construction, build something toy. I don't know. Maybe. Keep the kids busy. So there you have it. Our jumbo clamps. They're called jumbo quilting clamps, but honestly, you can use them for kind of anything. And I guarantee you'll find ways to use these for regular household projects or household chores somehow. But yeah, our jumbo clamps are $10.49 for the set of 6. 40% off gives you $6.29. So $6.29 from now until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, listen, I'm sorry I'm very repetitive, but that's the nature of the game. You know, people are tuning in at different times and they want to know what's going on. You know what I mean? So if you're just tuning in right now, I'm letting you know what's going on. We're having an amazing, get a load of this, site-wide discount. 40% off site-wide, excluding bundles and gift cards. 40% off if you use Live 18, Live 18, from now until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so you don't have to just shop those products that are listed on the left there. Site-wide. Take advantage of it. Get ready for 2024. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so we talked about the clamps. Now we're going to talk about the over-the-door organizer, which you see behind me right there. You see that? So let me tell you a little bit about that. I have another one here so that it's easier for you to see. And I don't have to, I don't want to stand up unless I have to, because I need 2 new hips. That's 2024 for me, getting 2 new hips. All right, so here we go. This is the over-the-door hanger. So you can see it has 3 holes on the top. It hangs by 3 hooks over there. Okay. Those are rust resistant electromagnetic plated or electroplated metal. Yeah. So 3 will hold a lot of weight, believe me. The size on this thing, let me give you the size. The size is 64 inches long by 19 wide. It has 24 transparent pockets. Okay. And those are 7.8 inches by 4.3 inches. Okay. So let's see this right here. 7.8 inches. Okay. By 4.3 inches. And there are 24 of those, 4 over 4 over 4 over 4 ad nauseum. What's really transparent, of course, so you can see what you're storing. And I use them for lots of different things. So as you can kind of see there, I use it for scraps. I use it for I believe it or not, I have at least 3 of these pockets are dedicated to bias tape stuff. So it's stuff that I know that I'm going to use as bias tape, stuff that I've already made into bias tapes, got my bias tape holders in there, etc. And my bias tape makers are also there, so that, you know, I know where all my bias tape stuff is. It's all on my over-the-door hanger. So I think I told you the gist of that. Yeah, you see I've got tools in there as well. I've got my hot glue gun. I've got scissors. I've got cutters. I've got lots of trimmings. You know, I've got laces and trims. Anything that I might use for a loop or anything like that, that's all in there. Yeah, these are usually $16.99, right? But right now, until about 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, if you want to take 40% off, you can get it for $10.99. So, oh, sorry, $10.19, even better. So $10.19 using Live 18, you get 40% off. That's our over-the-door hanger. So I started using this, I'm going to say about a year ago. Or maybe a little longer than that when we first got it. I didn't think it was something that I would cotton to. That's actually a phrase. When you cotton to something, it means you take to it, you like it. Maybe, I guess that would be a Southern thing. But yeah, so, but I really do like it. And I use it a lot. And it's nothing, so some people might use this for storage, but for me, it's extremely interactive. So I don't use this just for storage. I use this as, you know, I'm constantly in and out, taking stuff out, putting stuff back. For me, it's very much organizing, very, very useful tool. One stop to get all the stuff I need for a project. So I think that's a pretty great one, you know. So yeah, that's our over the door hanger. I told you the price on that, the size, everything you need to know about it. So have at it, man. Next, we're going to talk about curtain and quilt hangers. So let me just, before I am actually going to scoot over there in a second, but I'll show you up close. Comes in 4 colors, okay? So you can decide what color you want. Comes in a box like this, and there's 20 per box, all right? So I'll show you in a second. They look like this, and they've got the little clip right here. Clip opens to about a quarter, says a quarter of an inch. Again, I'm going to measure that because it looks more to me. Maybe my sizing is off today. Yeah, this is totally a ½ inch. That opens to a ½ inch. So they hold about 3 pounds each. I recently hung a curtain that was one curtain that was over 17 feet long. It was about 4 feet high, 4 feet high by about 17 feet long. And I used these about every foot, I would say, or maybe 1.5 feet. I just wanted a very loose gathering, not anything too tight. So I did about a foot, maybe just over a foot, and it's fine. I mean, there was really no problem. I didn't have to overuse these things. So I showed you what would be the bronze. That's the bronze there, and I also can show you the black. And then the other two we're going to have to use. Here's the black. The other 2 colors are antique nickel, which is a very silver kind of color. And then we have antique copper, which tends to look more gold. So if you're after gold, I would go with the antique copper, silver, antique nickel. And then you have bronze, which has a little bit more tint to it, a little different than what you would find in the gold or the antique copper. And the black, of course. Now, let me just show you really quickly. All right, hold on. I'm going over there now. I'm going over, but I'm kind of hobbling a little bit, but I'll make it. Hey, all. Yep, that's me. Yeah, so I think I've told you everything. This is about an inch. The rod here is about an inch. So it fits all rods up to about, or dowels, up to about an inch diameter. As you can see, so easy to clip. These are just under a foot. It's probably like 10 inches apart here. This is a full length, I guess, twin quilt. I have it doubled up, so the thickness wise, this is very easily holding what would be the width, I guess, or of 2 quilts. All right. So, I mean, there you have it. This is really cool. I'll tell you the other thing this is good for. Oh, okay. The other thing this is really good for is if you're in an apartment where the landlord doesn't want you to paint or doesn't want you to put nails in the wall or anything like that, you can use these clips with a tension rod, right? So put a tension rod on a closet door or in a doorway, separating the kitchen from the living room. If you want that kind of privacy or anything like that, just use a tension rod and these clips, and then you don't have to worry about that. It's temporary, right? Which leads me, so let's say dorm rooms, an apartment where you have a landlord that doesn't want you to do any decorating, but also if you're someone that travels and does shows, right? So let's say you travel with quilts and garments and things that need to be hung, tapestries. You can take these. You can take that is the one that I have over there. You know, that's simply like a clothing rack that you would see at an event or something like that. But that's how you can display your wares, using those kinds of racks, tension rods, and these clips that come in 4 colors. So what is the price on a box of 20? I'll tell you. So a box of 20 of those is $13.49, but not today, not for the next few hours. For the next few hours, you can get them for $8.10 using Live 18 from now until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 40% off, people. And as a reminder, it's 40% off site-wide. excluding bundles and gift cards. Not bad at all. So now we're going to move to QSB. You know what that is? That is our quilt storage bags. All right. We've got some really good colors here, but let me show you. We have 3 sizes. Can you check that out there? Isn't that something? So we have 3 sizes. The top over there, that is our standard size. Then we have our extra large. Then we have our slim. So let me just give you some sizes on those, okay? So the standard size is 22. That would be 22 across, okay? 22 by 15. So that's 15 that way, okay? By 8. So 8 high. Then I'm going to go back to what's inside. I'm going to go back to what's inside in a hot second. Let me finish off the sizes. Our next one is extra large, which you see here in the middle. Extra large is 23 and a half. Yeah, 23 and a half this way by 20 this way. Okay, by 11 high. So that's 8 high. This is 11 high. And then we have our slim. Slim is 27 and a half across, okay, by 20, okay, by 20, by 8 high. Now, what's nice about the 8 inches is that that's the size that fits under most standard beds. So at 8 inches, no matter how you stuff it, that will generally fit under most beds, okay? The 11, probably not. Again, if you have like a mid-century modern kind of bed or a futon that's lower to the floor, you might not be able to fit an 8-inch quilt storage bag. However, that's the standard. So you have at least 2 of these bags that are 8 inches. That might fit under a bed. Now, let me just sort of tell you what I have in them. Here we have, this is a queen size Afghan. This is a twin size throw. This is a twin size quilt. We have a twin size throw, another twin size quilt, and then we have a full on lamb rug. That's about 6 feet by 5 feet. I put that in there as well, just to show you. Here we have a faux fur, that's a twin. Then we have a queen size quilt, 2 twin size quilts, 2 twin size duvets, and then we have a sort of a Christmas throw. That's a twin size as well, red with white trim for the holidays, you know, keep toasty. And then on top we have this is a king size throw, king size quilt, twin size quilt. And then we have basically it's kind of like a terry throw, but fancier, maybe like a faux cashmere kind of thing. But that's also a twin. So definitely fits a lot, don't you think? So now I'm just going to show you, now that I've showed you the sizes, I'm going to show you some features and benefits of each and some of the colors. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I need to show you another color. Hold on. Ow! Oh. Okay. So our standard colors are what you see up there. That is turquoise, okay? We also have periwinkle. So the larger sizes, the extra large and the slim, only come in turquoise or periwinkle, all right? But the standard size comes in periwinkle, turquoise, which I just showed you, and then these 3 new colors. We've got a lavender, isn't that pretty? We've got a wintergreen, and then my favorite, nightfall, which is a pretty dark blue. We also have it, I'm sorry I can't show it to you, but we also have it in Viva Magenta, which happens to be color of the year for 2023, as established by Pantone. So I think that's pretty cool. So check that out. I mean, that's a lot. That's what, like 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 wonderful colors to check out in 3 sizes. At least the turquoise and periwinkle are in 3 sizes. Now, I already showed you the size, but let me just show you that it also has, it's made out of a very lightweight, breathable material. I'm putting this up as close as I can. You can kind of see that there's a grid There's almost like a grid stitching built into the fabric. It reminds me of sort of parachute material. It's kind of like that. It's just lightweight, breathable. It has reinforced handles on either side. There you go. And it has durable two-way zippers. So two-way zippers meaning you can use them independently and zip this the way that you want. Zip from one side, have them meet in the middle. See that? Or just go ahead and have them zip all to one side, whatever you prefer. And then, of course, it has this window in the front so you can see at a glance what you're storing in these quilt storage bags. So let me sort of give you the prices on those. The standard, which comes, we're offering in six colors, standard. Turquoise, periwinkle, viva magenta, and then the new colors, which are lavender, wintergreen, and nightfall blue. So those are $19.99, but 40% off today, $11.99. $11.99, not bad at all. Then we get into the extra large. That is $24.99, less 40%, $14.99. And then, of course, the slim, which is our largest, but 8 inches high, that is $22.99, which gives it to you for $13.80. $13.80, not bad at all, right? All right, so now we've got about 10 minutes left, which means I'm going to barrel through our pegboard organizing kit, which is awesome. Let me show you right off the bat. This is the starter kit. Let me show you that. This is the starter kit. If you can see, I'm trying to show you the whole thing at once, but basically I went ahead and put this together. I'm going to show you everything you get in the pegboard starter kit. You get 4 of these tiles. They're each 11 by 11. So 4 of those. You get 2 of these long boxes that I'm showing you right there. Yeah, 2 of these long boxes. I'll give you the sizes in a minute. 2 of these clear boxes with lids. Okay. You get 3 of these hooks right here, these C hooks. And then you get 2 of these clips, 2 of those clips, and one of those boxes that does not have a lid, one of those. So you get all of that as a starter kit, right? And you can use these tiles however you want. You can put them in one long row. You can use 1 tile by your sewing space, 1 tile by your ironing space, 1 tile by your cutting space, whatever you want to do. But this whole set, which is absolutely amazing, it comes with adhesive brackets. So if you're putting it on a tile wall or anything that's non-porous, you just use these adhesive brackets that it comes with, no problem. That's what I use. It's not a problem at all. If you're using something that's porous, like you're going into plasterboard or you're going into cement wall, it comes with cement nails. So basically you would use the same brackets, but instead of using the adhesive part, you would use the nails. Price on this is usually $63.99. Get a load of this. All of this can be yours. I turned into a QVC person. All of this is $38.40 at 40% off. So using Live 18, you can get this whole starter kit for $38.40, which I think is amazing. And now I'm just going to show you really quickly some of the other. I'll give you the prices for things individually, but I'm also going to show you some accessories that are not with the starter kit. So the tiles, as I said, 11 by 11, 11 by 11, and here I went ahead and put the bracket on the back, as you can see here. So it just goes, it attaches right to the back there, and then you peel off. This entire thing is adhesive. So you peel off, and then you use 2 of them per tile, and you're good to go. So the tiles are $15.99, but today, 40% off, you get them for $9.59 each. Not bad, right? Let me see what else we got. Oh, this is a really cool one. This is a 3-compartment. See that? 3 compartments. So the size on this is 5.5 inches by 4.25 inches by 2.5 inches. This is really good for different kinds of scissors. You want anything that is taller, of course, than this, so that you can see what's in there. Scissors are good. Marking pens are good. Smaller rulers are good. Anything like that is great for this 3-compartment box. 3-compartment box is $9.99, which means it's $5.99 with the 40% off. We also have, this is really kind of cool. This is a basket. So I just have rolls of scraps. Rolls of scraps. Again, I'll use this stuff for when I'm making the stuffed dolls, but also for loops and details on certain things, edges. So the basket is 10 inches by 4.5 by 4 1/3. This is $22.99, but $13.80 with the 40% off. I have some more to get through. That's why I'm kind of going fast. But if you select it as you're shopping, you'll get all the details that I'm trying to tell you about. The box with lid, these are the clear containers with the lid. Of course, what you would use this for, I mean, is snacks. So, peanut M&Ms, anything like that you put in here. It's got a lid. You can see they'll whet your appetite, all that. The box with lid is 4 inches by 3 inches by 3 inches. And that is $9.99, 40% off, $5.99. That's right. $5.99. I think that's really cool. The long boxes that I showed you before are 11 inches by 3.5 by 1, and those are usually $10.99, but today $6.59. Can you believe how extensive this pegboard set is already? And this is our first round with the accessories. I mean, there's so much more to come, I think. So get the basics now, especially on a day like today. That's what I think. Spool shelf. This is really cool, very innovative, as you can see here. So the shelf itself is 4.5 by 4 inches by 5 inches. So 5 inches, 4 inches, 4.5. You can use this for trims, for spools, for tape, whatever you happen to want. And then, of course, you can put your spools on top, or or anything else you might want to put on there. A lint brush. Ooh, that was dirty. Some starch, whatever you might want to put on here. But I think this is it's very, very well made and very lovely spool shelf there. That is $16.99, but at 40% off, you can get it for $10.19. $10.19, not bad at all. We're getting there, folks. We're going to make it. The square bin is 3 inches by 4 inches by 3 inches. Again, you want stuff that's taller, and that is $8.99, so you can get it for $5.49. And then we have this lovely hanging bag, which can act as a project bag. That's kind of what I have in here. I have a bunch of placemats that I use for other things. So I cut them up and use them for different things. But the hanging bag is 4 inches by 9 3/4 by 2 inches. That's $23.99. You can get it for $14.39. So I actually use this. I put it by my sewing machine and by my cutting station, and I put scraps as I'm sewing or as I'm cutting. I use this as sort of garbage, and then just empty it. It's all dry stuff anyway, so it doesn't get dirty. It's wonderful. Then apart from that, we just have the clips and hooks that I showed you about, all at reasonable prices. Check it out. We have 2 minutes left, so I just want to tell you what's going on at Madam Sew today is pretty much only for you. If you have Live 18, 40% off site-wide if you're shopping from now at checkout before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and use that Live 18 code for 40% off site-wide, excluding bundles and gift cards. Apart from that, you want to look for our new calendar in 2024 for our big giveaways. We just gave away a Genome 4120. Veronica from Long Island won that last week. And then, of course, our live shopping shows. We have a new calendar coming out right first thing in 2024. So look for that. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful Happy New Year. I'm about to be cut off, and I couldn't be happier to be here with you today. Happy New Year, everybody. Enjoy 2024. I sure will. All right, now. Bye, everybody. Have a good one. I'm heading to Montreal right now.